The secret to keeping flowers fresh for an entire month that flower shop owners don't want you to know. Hi everyone, it's Tracy here. If your flowers always wilt after just a few days and the water in the vase becomes cloudy or starts to smell unpleasant, then you definitely need to watch today's video all the way through. I'm going to show everyone a simple flower arranging trick that keeps flowers fresh for weeks or even an entire month. Let's get started. First, you need to choose the right flowers. This is extremely important because it determines how fresh the flowers will stay and how well they can be preserved after arranging them. When buying flowers, choose blooms with smooth, fresh-looking petals that are not bruised, torn, or turning yellow around the edges. Flowers that are still in bud usually stay fresh longer than flowers that are already fully bloomed. They continue to bloom beautifully over time. Fresh flowers that were just cut from the garden or newly delivered to the store are always the best choice. One simple trick I like to use is checking the flowers from the bottom up instead of only looking at the blooms on top. Sometimes older flowers are trimmed and cleaned up to make them look fresher. Check whether the stems feel firm and whether the lower leaves still look green and healthy. Those little details can tell you a lot about how fresh the flowers really are. After choosing your flowers, the next important step is preparing the flower stems properly before placing them into the vase. Many people skip this step because they think it is not important. But in reality, this is exactly one of the reasons why flowers wilt so quickly. So start by using sharp scissors or garden pruning shears to trim the bottom part of the stems. Try to avoid using dull scissors because they can crush or damage the stems, making it harder for the flowers to absorb water. Cut each flower stem at about a 45-degree angle. This slanted cut creates a larger surface area for water absorption and helps prevent the bottom of the stem from pressing flat against the vase, which can block the flow of water. Because of this, your flowers will be able to absorb water much more easily. Next, carefully remove the leaves located near the bottom of the stems, especially the parts that will sit directly in the water. Even though the leaves may still look green and healthy at first, if they stay underwater for too long, they will begin to rot and produce bacteria that make the water cloudy and create an unpleasant smell. On top of that, dirty water also prevents the stems from absorbing clean water properly, causing the flowers to wilt faster. That's why florists often spend extra time cleaning the stems before arranging flowers. So don't skip this step if you want your flower water to stay clean and your flowers to remain fresh, vibrant, and beautiful for a much longer time. Once you've finished preparing the flowers, you're ready to start arranging them. First, prepare a flower vase you already have at home. It can be a glass, ceramic, or metal vase. If you happen to have a copper vase, that's even better for helping flowers last longer. I'll explain why in the next step. Next, pour filtered or purified water into the vase about 1/3 to 2/3 full. Filtered water creates a healthier environment that helps flowers stay fresh and beautiful longer. You should avoid using tap water directly because it contains chlorine and other chemicals that can reduce the freshness of the flowers and affect how well the stems absorb water. Now comes the most important part, and also the secret that helps your flowers stay fresh the longest. It's all in this flower-soaking mixture. First, add a few drops of dish soap directly into the vase water. You really don't need very much. Just a few drops are enough. After that, gently stir the water so everything mixes evenly. Dish soap may sound unusual, but it actually helps reduce the growth of bacteria inside the vase. It also helps control the unpleasant smell that often develops after flowers sit in water for several days. Next, add about 1 tablespoon of sugar into the vase of water. Stir gently until the sugar completely dissolves. Sugar acts like food for the flowers. When flowers are still growing on the plant, they continuously receive natural sugars and nutrients through the stems to maintain their freshness, color, and blooming process. But once the flowers are cut, that source of nutrition is completely interrupted. At that point, adding a small amount of sugar to the vase water helps replace some of the energy the flowers have lost. Another weapon for keeping flowers fresh longer is copper. You can use copper wire taken from an electrical cable, a few copper coins, or even a copper flower vase if you already have one at home, as I mentioned earlier. Then twist it neatly into a small round shape like I'm doing and place it into the vase of water. Now arrange the flowers into the vase. Make sure the ends of the stems are touching the copper. You may be wondering how copper can help flowers stay fresh longer. The reason is actually very simple. Copper naturally has antibacterial and antifungal properties. When placed fully underwater, it slowly releases tiny copper ions. These ions act like a natural disinfectant, killing and slowing down the growth of bacteria and mold. Because of this, the water in the vase stays cleaner and clearer. In addition, copper ions also help keep the water pathways inside the stems open, preventing the buildup of bacteria and residue, improving water absorption, and helping flowers stay fresh longer. This is also the secret that helps your flowers stay fresh for an entire month. After arranging the flowers, place them in a cool area with soft natural light instead of direct sunlight. Avoid placing the vase near strong wind heater stoves or other heat sources because high temperatures can make flowers wilt much faster. Also, don't place flowers near ripe fruit. Fruits naturally release ethylene gas, and this gas can speed up the aging process of flowers without you even noticing it. Now take a moment to look at your finished result. The fresh, vibrant rose arrangement placed on the shelf instantly brightens up a corner of your home. More importantly, the water inside the vase looks clean and has no unpleasant smell at all. Isn't that wonderful? And that's the secret to keeping flowers fresh, vibrant, and beautiful for much longer. I hope this tip helps you enjoy your favorite flowers without worrying about cloudy water or flowers wilting too quickly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more helpful home tips. See you in the next video.